welcome to Spotlight New England. I'm one of your hosts, Ashley Erling, and Audrey and I are so excited for today's episode because we are talking about one of our favorite things, which is books and reading. So we have with us today our friend Robin Call of Reading with Robin to talk all things
I love that.
books, Rhode Island, New England, and we're so excited to have you. Welcome.
Thank you, and congratulations on your wonderful new show.
Thanks. Welcome to our new show.
I know, it's our new
Love
show.
this.
You've been on our other show many times, and now we have this fun new program we have. And it's a perfect fit to have you join us.
I know, it really is.
You know, reading is something that unites so many of us, all of us here in this room for sure. And I think it's something that so many people just connect over. And you are just the ultimate connector of book lovers and readers. Tell us how you started reading with Robin, as you're now known.
Thank you for asking the question. I will try and be succinct. I have always been a reader, and so that has been something that I've just always enjoyed sharing. And as it happened years ago, I started calling into a radio show, and I became Robin from Providence and writing little bits, and that was really my entree into communications, I guess, without any kind of formal training at all, and then just had such a passion for the studio and connecting with people and finding my voice. And then after a short amount of time, I thought, I can do this. And I pitched the idea to do a radio show, and I thought I would like to talk to authors.
I love that.
And that's what really started. And it was, before people were really doing that, and I didn't have connections to anybody in publishing. I would just email favorite authors and started talking to them. And that's what happened.
She really is the original. We always say that there's all these like book influencers now, book influencers. And I don't say it lightly. You really were the original. You were doing it. You were trying to, like you said, no connections. Cold emails.
Yeah.
And bringing obviously that world of books and and readership together.
Yeah, sometimes when I stop to think about it and I'm asked the question, I think, oh, that really was really cool. I mean, it was 23 years ago. Wow. And College Hill Bookstore sponsored the show. Ken Delgarian, he was like, yeah, whatever, Robin. I'm like, there'll be 4 chapters. It's an hour show. We'll figure it out. And we did figure it out. Wow. And it was all pure passion and being able to connect readers and writers. And that's what I'm still doing. It's been amped up and taken turns, but that is the story.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's been driving you ever since, and now it's grown. You have fans of your own, which is incredible.
Right? And right here at the table. Thank you so much.
I
really do.
But I love that you really have people who love your events, love what you do. I think probably because it comes from such a genuine place. But tell us more about the events that you have, because you're always doing one. I just don't even know how you do it all.
They're amazing.
Thank you. Well, and you guys have been so generous to share the stage and the microphones with us and bring our authors on. So we were just here with Eliza Reed, the former First Lady of Iceland, which was super fun. And we did the event at the State House. And tonight we have Martha Hall Kelly for the Martha's Vineyard Beach and Book Club. And we were talking in the green room, as it were, about, how we choose authors. And really, we can only do so many authors.
Right.
We can only do so many events. So we really choose very carefully and try and mix it up. And we know what our audience would like. We're always adding to the audience. And we do have people who will request authors.
Oh, okay.
And, if that can work, usually the answer is, no. Or, will you help share this with a lot of people? But we are always looking at the books coming out. We're reading next summer right now and actually into 2027.
Wow,
so
no way.
We're always kind of thinking about what might work, and also the topics that we want to cover: fiction, nonfiction, memoir, young adults, and then connecting with the charity. Tonight is for Save the Bay.
Yeah.
So that's another important element. But yeah, it does feel like we're doing a lot, because I guess we are. And then also the Cardigan Connection series.
Yeah.
Right.
And tell us about that as well.
Yeah. So Emily and I are back with the Cardigan Connection, and we're doing it every other month now at Alchemy. So we were there in March. In May, we have our July lineup, and we just planned September, November, and we're into 2026. And it's like we call it a literary cabaret.
It's amazing.
Which is really fun. The authors do kind of stand up and storytelling, and Alchemy is a great place to host an event.
Oh, yeah.
We just so enjoy working with them. Great bar, you can bring in food, and Symposium does the book selling for us. And actually, we've added in educators and healthcare professionals are on us.
Wow.
Oh, wow, that's
As a
great.
thank you to those two very large industries
Wow.
that are, underpaid and should be valued more. So that's like something that we're always adding something in.
You are.
She
You
really
never
is. She's
stop. You
incredible.
never
Well,
stop.
that was an Emily. Emily's like, you know what? Every once in a while, often she'll say, here's an idea. And I'm always like, yes, before she says it. I'm like, yes.
You two are like the dream team.
They
We'll
are
have
the
to
dream
have you
team. They truly
both
are.
back and
Thank
come
you.
on and talk more. Thank you so much for joining us today. And stick
you.
around because we have the author that we just spoke of, Martha Hall Kelly, joining. I'm so excited to welcome our second guest today on Spotlight New England. She has written so many wonderful books, and now she has a brand new one out just this week with New England ties. And we welcome author Martha Hall Kelly. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I have the book right here. Look at this. Let me center it up.
Oh,
There
it
we
looks
go.
so good.
Great cover.
So good.
Know where to start because I have so much I want to talk to you about. I've already been talking your ear off this morning. I told you I'm currently reading the book. I'm about a third of the way through, so there won't be any spoilers today, so everyone can keep watching. But I am just absolutely devouring it. I love it. I love the characters. I love the premise. You're known for historical fiction, so I guess we can start there. I know the answer to this already, but what drew you to Martha's Vineyard?
Oh my goodness, I've always wanted to write a book about Martha's Vineyard. And my daughter said, why not write about your mom? Because my mom's family, the Smiths, came to Martha's Vineyard in 1891, and they had a farm, and the house is still there. And my mom used to tell me all these stories about, she had a book club on Martha's Vineyard during the war, and stories about the war on the vineyard. And I just thought, I don't know if anyone's done that before. So once I launched into it, I just had a blast writing it.
This one must be pretty special for you because it does involve those family ties, like you were saying, and also a place that you love.
Yeah, it didn't at first. And I just had like a fictional family. But then once I made it my own, I based it on my mom and her stories. And that's when it really came alive. And I really wished that I had asked her more when she was alive. But I feel like she's here with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really been a fabulous experience.
Yeah, and I was going to say, just tell us a little bit more about the premise. I know. Tell us a little bit more about the premise for people who are kind of wondering what it's about.
Oh.
Because it's specific. It's really cool.
Oh, I'm so glad you like it.
Yeah, I love it. I'm loving it.
Devouring it. You've been
I'm
sharing
obsessed.
photos on Instagram of her reading it in different places.
Oh, that is so
It's
nice.
so good.
Well, it starts with a young woman, Mari Starwood, arriving from Los Angeles, and her mom has just died. And in her mom's effects, she has found the name of this famous painter on Martha's Vineyard. And so she goes there under the guise of taking a painting class and confronts the woman at her gorgeous seaside farm, of course, and says, I'm not really here for a painting class. I came to find out, how do you know my mother? And the woman, Elizabeth Devereux, this famous painter, and she says, she never left Martha's Vineyard. She never left Los Angeles, my mother. How do you know her? And Mrs. Devereux says, well, you're wrong about that. And you need to sit down.
Got goosebumps.
It's so good. It's
You need
so
to sit
good.
down, and I need to tell you the story of Cadence and Briar, the two sisters that lived in this house. And so it goes back and forth between current day on Martha's Vineyard because Mrs. Devereux convinces her to stay and hear the story. So we get to see Mari, tooling around Martha's Vineyard a little bit as well, which is fun to
Yeah.
present day.
Yeah.
And then we tell the story of Briar and Cadence, the two sisters. And Cadence is based on my mom. My mother always wanted to get off of Martha's Vineyard. And people say, why would she
I
want to
know.
get off of Martha's Vineyard? But she grew up there, and it was
Yeah.
limiting. And so so that's Cadence. And Cadence is the one that starts the book club on Martha's Vineyard, which my mother had as well. But then, and Briar's the younger sister, and she is a little neurodivergent. She's really smart and into all like Nazi memorabilia and the war. And then the inciting incident, a mysterious man washes up on the beach. So not to tell you too many spoilers because you haven't finished yet.
Not done yet. Yeah, don't tell me anything I don't know. But no, I've read everything.
That creates a real issue for these sisters because what do they do with this man? And that's when the book really takes off.
Yeah,
so.
it's fantastic.
It's unbelievable. How long did it take you from like conceiving the idea and kind of getting like little like, do you write down little ideas in like a notebook beforehand? I mean, is that how your process is?
I do an outline always because I really feel like you have to know the end at least.
Yes.
I heard you say that earlier. I thought that was very interesting.
Even the way she said it too, like when you get into a car, you always know where the destination you're going. I'm like, that makes so much sense, Martha, when you said that.
I don't know how other writers just pants it, they call it, because I just couldn't do that. But yeah, I had a pretty good outline for this.
Wow.
Yeah, and I go online and I find pictures of all the people and put them up on a board, and then it starts to kind of come alive.
Wow.
So this one took me about 3 years.
This one took 3 years.
Yeah,
So
which is
really,
pretty
I
good.
was going to say, that's unbelievable to like come out with this whole thing on only
Do you
3
think?
years. Yeah. And not only that, like, where do you come up with the names?
Of the people in it?
I mean, it's like naming a child. You're creating these people.
I do write them down from all different places. I had a waitress out on the West Coast in Bolinas, of all places, fabulous little town, and her name was Cadence. And I
Okay.
thought, oh, perfect, because it's such
different name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Briar, I thought was perfect for Briar because she's a little bit prickly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then this is crazy, but on Instagram, they give you your top fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I took them and put their names on.
I love that.
Just finding out now.
I was gonna say, do they know?
They're just finding out now. They're sending me screenshots of
That's
the book saying,
awesome.
"Oh my god!"
Oh my gosh.
So it's really,
special.
it's so fun, and they really, it means a lot to them. So
I was gonna say, as an author, I love that you do that. It must mean a lot to you then too. I don't always think about necessarily the author when I'm reading, but I think knowing that the author cares as much as the reader does really takes it to a different level.
Oh, it's all about my readers. I really think I have the best readers ever. We just had the launch last night in Fairfield, Connecticut, and so many, I used to live there, but so many people showed up and they were crying at the signing table and saying how much the book means to them. And, it's just, to me, that's everything.
Yeah.
Because, as a writer, you're just sitting at your desk in isolation.
Right.
So
Yeah.
then to come out and meet everybody really is fabulous.
Your books, though, are so fun because you have these wonderful characters. So you immediately it's a page turner already. It's one of those, Martha's books are ones you can just start reading quickly. Like, that's the best case scenario. But then they always have this like element of historical fiction. So I feel like I'm being transported to another time and learning about it and kind of being immersed in it, which to me is like the ultimate book reading experience.
You don't know how happy I am to hear that, because the whole time I'm writing, I'm trying to create that, that little invisible thread pulling you along. But at the same time, I know it sounds kind of like school, but learning something.
Yeah.
Because I love that.
I know, I hate to use the word learning because you don't want people to be like, oh, is this
I
going to
have to
be
learn.
like, and it does not feel like that. But at the same time, I always leave your books being like, oh my gosh, like I didn't even really think about that. Like being in Martha's Vineyard at all during World War II is such an interesting perspective.
I love putting in things like little hidden history. And my rule is, if I don't know about it and I'm surprised by it and intrigued and to go down that rabbit hole, then I put it in because I think, And I've been on Martha's Vineyard for a long time, many, many summers now. And if something is new to me, I figure it's going to be new to everybody.
Yeah.
We are obviously a New England show, and we love having our viewers talk about their favorite places. What are some of your favorite spots on Martha's Vineyard that you have to go to every time you visit the island?
Oh my God, that's such a fun question. I have so many of them. I actually made a little map for readers if they go to Martha's Vineyard to the bookstores over there. The bookstores have these little maps.
Okay.
And I'm doing a scavenger hunt.
Oh my gosh, fun!
Because book clubs are starting to go over there and then read the book while they're there. So one I'm doing a scavenger hunt for, so we'll see. It's an experiment. But Shopping for me is really fun in Martha's Vineyard.
That's why you're our girl.
That's it. You said the magic word.
I'm working on an Instagram reel of all my favorite shops because when I was just there, every time I'd go into a great shop, I'd be filming it. But I love the shopping in Edgartown, but I also really like Vineyard Haven. And this book takes place, most of it, in Vineyard Haven.
Yeah.
And the shopping is unparalleled. But another great place to go is in the book, the Army base is Peaked Hill, and that's the highest point on Martha's Vineyard. And a lot of people don't know about it. Kids used to go there to make out.
I was going to say, when you were saying it's the highest point over there, I'm not familiar. I've been, obviously, to Martha's Vineyard several times, but you're still learning things about even the island when you're there. So I like hearing your description of it when I'm reading.
Well, it's really fun to go up to Peaked Hill because it's a walking trail that's marked, and you can go all the way up to the top, and nothing's there anymore except some concrete bunkers that they used to look for submarines. But you can just go up there and see everything. Yeah, you can probably see over to here, but it's a gorgeous, most people don't know about it.
Add that to my list of things to do.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And also the fried clams at the
Whole belly or no?
Whole belly.
Whole belly.
Always.
I'm with you on that.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
I'm so glad to hear that.
That was
Because
how, like,
family
my
thinks I'm a
parents
little-
always ate it like that. So I think you just get used to whatever you had as a kid.
Right.
I always go down there to the to that one place and then take my clams up onto, there's like an observation deck in Edgartown.
Oh, down there, right, at the I don't even know how to describe it. I don't know the street names, but I know where you're talking
Yes.
about. I'd love to go there.
Yeah,
Here we go.
and you can see the
Yes.
Chappaquiddick
Everything
Ferry
coming
going
in and
back.
out.
Yes. I sit there and eat my clams.
Sounds
I
amazing.
sound really,
No, this sounds
that.
perfect.
Summer.
little shopping, some clams.
This is my ideal day. My ideal day.
I know.
Like a girl's trip.
There's so much to do on Martha's
It
Vineyard.
really is a special
It's
spot.
so fun.
It really is.
Yeah.
No.
Do you get around New England? Because do you live in Connecticut or?
I live in Connecticut,
So do you
yeah.
get around New England? Are you a New England girl? You seem like you would be.
Well, I was just in Boston doing an event, and that was so fun because I grew up in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
On the South Shore.
Yep.
So really not that far from here.
Yeah.
When you think
No,
about
it's
it.
not.
But yeah, I try to get back whenever I can. And it was fun being back in Boston.
Yeah.
But I love New England. There really is nothing like it. And Connecticut is wonderful, but I think, Massachusetts and Rhode Island, it's real New England.
Yeah, there is I can say this because I'm from Connecticut too, so it's not knocking Connecticut because I love it, but there's a different culture that you start to get once you get up into Rhode Island and Massachusetts that's a little more unique, a little more scrappy,
Yes,
I think.
that's a great word for it.
Yeah.
And I think once you grow up in that environment, that scrappiness really stays with you.
Yeah.
So,
good to know.
which is good, I
Yeah.
think.
But Connecticut's wonderful, and there's lovely things there. It's just, it's a different vibe. But all the New England states really are. And the Cape and Islands themselves are completely different than Boston, really.
And even Nantucket from Martha's Vineyard.
Very.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I
Very
hate to
different.
say the word Nantucket because there's a rivalry.
It's a Martha's Vineyard summer.
Yeah, thank you.
We're having a Martha's Vineyard summer.
Finally.
Right?
Absolutely.
You're giving it its moment.
It deserves
Nantucket
it, I think.
has been overshadowing
had
it.
its
For the
15 minutes.
has.
the past couple of years, I feel like Nantucket really, has been kind
I
of.
know you said you have a daughter.
I have two daughters.
You have two
Yeah.
daughters. Do you talk about like your outline with them for any of your books? before
Oh
you
my
start,
God!
Or as you're going?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. One I talk more in the editing process, and
Okay.
one more in the beginning process. And she's the one when we were out in LA. She said, "Well, why don't maybe add a more contemporary character?" And that's when I added Mari.
Great idea.
And her name's Mary. I didn't plan that, but Mary is an actress and ended up voicing the character of Mari in the audiobook.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Isn't that so cool?
Special. That's
Yeah,
very cool.
yeah, and she's pregnant with our first grandchild. So while she was recording the audiobook, the baby was moving, and
Oh, so
it was just a
even
really
more, like,
nice.
The legacy continues.
She's having the baby right now.
Oh my God.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah,
Right now?
they just
Yes.
induced her. Yeah,
I know.
It's
Is it a
so
boy or a
exciting.
girl, do
A
you know?
boy.
A
Yeah,
boy.
we don't know the name, so
Well, maybe you should name him. You're good with names.
Oh, they've got the name.
Yeah. You're like, I'll take a step back.
I'm dying to know, though.
Oh, well,
two
that's
babies
so
born,
exciting.
My baby and her baby are being
right
born.
at the same time.
Yeah,
It's
really
a
fun.
great full circle moment, too, because it's like all the family ties kind of coming together at the same time, which I just think is kind of cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I really feel my mom here.
Yeah.
And it's really lovely.
Yeah.
You are so incredible.
We're obsessed with you. If we may gush for a moment, we're obsessed with you. Thank you.
Fangirl for
Yeah.
You really are. Just like, and it's so lovely and so nice, and giving with your time is just, and so talented.
Oh, thank you. I love being here. You guys have the most amazing energy. And thank you for doing this for books.
We're just, we
really
love
is
having
great.
Robin on and talking about all these things, and she brings us some great authors. So we're so excited that you were able to make it today during your busy schedule as well. So thank you so much for joining us. The book is out now, Martha's Vineyard Book and Beach Club, Beach and Book Club. It is fantastic. I'm reading it, and also it's kind of like a love letter to books too, which we didn't even really touch on, which I know is a great tie-in as well. So go pick it up right now, and we'll be back with more right after this break.
All right, welcome back to Spotlight New England. That was a great interview.
It was just so exciting. It's exciting. I
Yes.
think when I get to talk to authors, and it's just,
It is one of your favorite things,
It
I have
really
to
is
say. I've
one
known
of
you
my
now long
favorite
enough to know
things.
that you
Yeah.
do get very excited.
no, I was like a puppy just now. Did you see me?
You definitely had
was,
a
like,
it was a-
talking
it was a-
over you.
It was a
I'm
different
so,
side of
like,
Ashley.
anxious and
It was a different side
excited.
of Ashley.
Like, I didn't even like play it cool.
She
No,
wore
it
a
was so
special
much-
dress today and everything.
No, I mean, I wanted to look nice.
I know, and you did. You look
Thank
great.
you. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I was thinking, we talk about books a lot and
Yeah.
reading, and I mean, you've written several
Yes.
books, so you're somebody who's very familiar. But do you have like a favorite book or a couple of favorite books that you would like?
That I could read again and again and again.
Yeah, or just that you even always think back to and be like, God, I love that book.
You know, it's funny. Pride and Prejudice is my favorite book of all time.
Yeah.
And actually, it's funny because my entire family knows that it's my favorite book, and it's playing right now at the Avon.
Oh, is it?
Yes. And it doesn't play Avon movies are
Yeah.
so obviously they're very different. They come in and out.
Yep.
But my
There's
father
short
sent
time
it to me
sometimes,
and
yeah.
my sister sent it to me. They're like, oh my God, the Pride and Prejudice is playing. But that's like one of my favorite books. And actually my sister is named Jane because my mother loved Jane Austen.
Really?
So that is like another tie-in right there. So I would say that is like one book
Yeah.
I always have on my bookshelf and I just love. What about you? I know you're an avid reader.
Yes, I do. I try to read, like the current books that are like,
Yeah.
I'm on Book Talk. I'm seeing
She
what people
is.
are reading. I'm seeing what they recommend. Probably a couple of my favorite books that I would always just think like, oh, that was such a great read. I don't really reread books. It's not really.
Yeah, okay.
But the one, it's kind of cliche, is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. Kristen Hanna, I
Yes,
just love
yes.
her writing. She has several that I really, really love. That one is like a great one because it's historical fiction. So again, like it kind
You
of
love
like,
historical fiction.
I think when it's well done, it's one of my absolute favorite genres because, like I said, it's like being a time traveler.
Yeah,
like you
absolutely.
Get
That's
to
a good way of putting it.
Experience something that obviously you didn't even live through. So her books are great. She also did The Women, which was about the Vietnam War.
Mm-hmm.
Again, another historical fiction. And then the other one she did in Alaska is great too. But I love a
You
good
love
summer
a good
beach
one.
read too.
I
Kristen
know.
Harvey Woodson, who we've had in.
She's a great one, too.
love.
Absolutely.
Obviously, Ellen Hildebrand, who's not writing her beach reads anymore. But
And you
I
know
mean,
I
could go on and on.
You
That's
know I
just-
love a cowboy
right.
romance.
You
I'm
do.
as petty
You
as
love
petty can be.
you
I
love a
love
good
a good
romance.
trashy cowboy romance. I do. My husband knows that too. I'm going to get him a cowboy hat.
Right. Reading is reading, whatever brings you joy and happiness. And with that trashy romance novel, we will end today's episode. Thank you so much for joining us today on Spotlight New England. We'll see you next time.